I'm alone here at the old Washoe Club on the 3rd floor. Completely alone. I recently had the opportunity to go to the old Washoe Club in Virginia City, Nevada. The old Washoe Club is considered to be one of the most haunted buildings in America. We booked it months in advance so we could stay there alone overnight. And we had the whole place to ourselves for the entire night. A lot of weird stuff happened to me at the old Washoe Club. A dead bird suddenly appeared out of nowhere. I got dizzy and had to take constant breaks. I smelled things, I saw orbs, I saw weird shadows. I got touched, grabbed, scratched. A toy appeared in a cradle where it hadn't been earlier. A penny fell from nowhere. My digital recorder was knocked over by some invisible force. Towards the end, when I was going back to the museum to base camp, I felt someone on the staircase grab me. I saw a black hand reach out from the top of the staircase while I was looking up in the crypt. I saw a shadow person in the 2nd floor. And while I was completely alone on the 3rd floor, down the hallway, I saw a black mass just walk right by me. And when I saw that, I said nope, and I left, and I never came back to the 3rd floor. Of all the stuff that happened, the weird vibe of the place, the energy, being touched, shadows, everything, and the EVPs I got later, the most amazing piece of evidence that I experienced was I got scratched in the Red Room. The Red Room is this room on the 3rd floor, which is probably the most haunted place there, and it's famous for people getting scratched. Most of the time, it's a girl that gets scratched, and I was with this 15-year-old girl who was my girlfriend's friend's daughter. I was expecting for her to get scratched. So I'm sitting there, just listening, and I feel something that's like a cigarette burn go right down my back, or like a jellyfish sting.
What? Oh my god, my fucking leg hairs. Do you see my legs?
Yeah, you got goosebumps, bro.
Can you check my back real fast? This flashlight?
Please, God, please, God.
Where? Point.
Right there.
Yep. Furia, look.
Dog. Wait.
Oh. That's why I asked you to tell me where before
Take
I
a
said
picture,
anything.
And I lift up my shirt, and there's what looks like a red thumbprint there. But then, a few minutes later, when we take a photograph of my back, it looks like this. A definite scratch going down my back. And it happened in this room that's famous for people getting scratched. So here's some of the EVPs I captured with my digital recorder. In the poker room, on the table is all this money that's been left there for people to play poker. And it's supposed to, like, summon paranormal activity. But then suddenly it's not there. There's nothing on the table. And we all start freaking out. What happened to the money? There's no one in here. And as we're doing that, you hear this.
I want to go talk to them.
Yeah, we should.
Are you kidding me? It was on the tour. You didn't see it?
No, it's not in the tour, but I came in here earlier and was doing some...
No, Ken was in here like how many minutes ago and said he saw it?
Yeah, he said the money was there.
That's crazy. I know.
Okay, so I don't think it was any of us.
It was
No.
more
Oh
funny.
yeah. You want to dance with me? Okay, so I don't think it was any of us.
It was
No.
more
Oh
funny.
yeah. You want to dance with me? You want to dance with me? You want to dance with me?
This voice is something that I've tried to debunk, and I can't quite explain it. No one in the group takes responsibility for it. We don't remember anyone singing at this moment. The only person it could possibly be is Leo, but Leo was very serious only 2 seconds earlier, questioning where the money is. This particular recording, I don't know how to explain. All I know is it's really weird.
You want to dance with me?
So the digital recorder was left alone in the building at the bottom of the stairs on the 2nd floor. As soon as Theria comes in, we hear this.
These shadow people, I have good intentions for all of you. I'd love to get to know your guys' names and everything, you know? I don't want to be disrespectful. These shadow people, I have good intentions for all of you. I'd love to get to know your guys' names and everything, you know? It's stressful.
The first thing that happened when I went into the old Washoe Club alone, I went up to the third floor and I went into Scotty's apartment, which is like the saddest place in the world. And I start asking, Scotty, do you want me to be here? I start getting this feeling like he doesn't. Like he's so depressed that he doesn't want anyone there. Even Kimmy said that about this room. And at that moment, I turn on this EMF reader. And when you turn it on, it just has a bunch of numbers. It's normally supposed to just have a reading like 1.24. But in this particular moment, it just says NO. I have not been able to reproduce this even once. Of all the EVPs I captured, I think this is the one that's the most genuine. I'm completely alone in the building on the third floor in Scotty's room, the room where this man committed suicide after his young son fell down a mine shaft. There's no one else around, there's no other sounds. It's a very quiet response, but you can hear it. I think this is a totally genuine EVP.
Scotty, do you like Kimmy? Scotty, do you like Kimmy? Scotty, do you like Kimmy?
Here's a few more.
I thought there'd be a lot more sound. I thought there'd be a lot more sound.
Some people think that this one sounds like a dog growling, but it could just be my stomach growling, so I'm going to leave it as unconfirmed.
So I just saw something, a black
Where?
shape go right there.
What?
Yeah.
Huh. Was that you just now moving?
So I just saw something, a black
Where?
shape go right there.
What?
Yeah.
Huh. Was that you just now moving? Huh. Huh. Huh.
Alright, I'm here at the old Washoe Club. Third floor. All by myself. All by myself. All by myself. All by myself.
So here I'm completely alone in the building again. There's no one around, and I start hearing sounds.
Are you touching my leg? Are you touching my leg? Are you touching my leg?
One of the coolest moments was when I was on the second floor, and I hear footsteps above me.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Situations like this, I feel like you can feel every single part of your body because you're like adrenaline and you're like wanting to feel something.
Right? What was that?
No, happened when I was in here too.
Did it?
Yeah. Like a second count wasn't even normally, right?
Something dropped.
Yeah. Part of your body because you're like adrenaline and you're like part of your body because you're like adrenaline and you're like part of your body because you're like adrenaline and you're like.
Wanting to get scratched.
That's this room.
My back is open, ghosts. Didn't do it before. I will believe. I don't believe in you. Make me believe. I know you're angry.
Happening right here?
It's just, we were looking at it. Make me believe. Make me believe.
Who are you? Well, what's your name? Who are you? Well, what's your name? Who are you? Well, what's your name? That will help me pray for you. I'll review it later. That will help me pray for you. I'll review it later. That will help me pray for you. I'll review it later.
At times, there were a number of people with us that were in our group. Some of them were skeptics and were not really into it, and they kind of laid down and went to sleep in the ballroom. Allie and Deb were in there at the time, and Allie had fallen asleep. Suddenly, she woke up and she grabbed Deb and started strangling her. And then when she realized what was happening, she was like, "Oh, I don't understand." She says nothing like that had ever happened before. And right after it, you hear something on the spirit box. Here's a mysterious sound that happened while we were in the red room.
You remember when they were doing the tour in here, and wasn't it here that the door slammed and they weren't near it? Which door was that? Oh, off. It was that door?
Yeah.
Okay. What was that? You remember when they were doing the tour in here, and wasn't it here that the door slammed and they weren't near it? Which door was that? Oh, off. It was that door?
Yeah.
Okay. What was that? What was that? What was that?
There was a point where Deb and Theria were in the red room, and the door starts to close, and it shuts all by itself. This door is famous for closing by itself. It even happens in an episode of Ghost Adventures. They didn't notice it at first, but you can hear it in this recording.
I'm not scared of you, Red Room Ghost. Shall I have a reason to be? Oh my god, do you have jackpot things on your arm? I'd be mad too. 777. 50 machine. 50 cent machine. That's a lot of money. I'm a lucky number. Oh, is that crazy? Is this supposed to be like the jackpots back then? Oh, well, I'm not doing that today. What if the door just got like shut in my face?
I feel like I've got something on me.
Oh, is that crazy? Is this supposed to be like the jackpots back then? Oh, is that crazy? Is this supposed to be like the jackpots back then? Oh, is that crazy? Is this supposed to be like the jackpots back then?
I'm pretty sensitive to like energy, and one of the most incredible things about going to the old Washoe Club is that the energy is insane. It's overpowering. Once you go in there, you can only stay in there for like an hour before you start to go crazy, unless you're not sensitive to it. At first it was about an hour, and then I had to take a break. I could feel it. It's a heaviness about the place, and it just gets worse and worse. By the end of the night, it was intolerable. I couldn't stay there another minute. At about 4:30 in the morning, everyone left, but there was an extra car. And they asked me, do you want to stay here and just drive that other car home? And I said, no way, because I couldn't take the energy anymore. I couldn't take the heaviness. The saloon is kind of heavy. The museum is worse. The crypt is even worse. But if you go upstairs, it gets much worse. But the heaviest place is the third floor. Scotty's room has a profound sadness to it, and the hallway outside there is really creepy. But once you go around the corner and go towards the red room, that area is intolerable after a while. While I was in the poker room, I was sitting at the table alone for a while, and I started to feel something touch my arm. At first it felt like spiders crawling over it, but then it started to feel like someone grabbing it. It got ice cold and it got worse and worse. And then someone started touching the other arm. And as that happened, right on the wall, I saw these orbs just start flying around. Hey guys?
Yeah?
I'm getting a weird feeling. My arm, I just felt, I'm feeling, there's something touching my arm right now. Look at that. There's someone touching my arm right now. I can feel it. Who's there? Dude, there's like, it feels like spiders are crawling on my arm right now.
What do you have recording right now?
Digital recorders.
Like audio?
Take a Polaroid.
I don't have it with me.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. This is so crazy. Definitely haven't experienced this before. Feels like spiders are crawling right here.
Alright, so I'm going to go down and tell them about the money, right? Because there's no
reappears
jokes,
again.
right?
I'm not joking. Oh,
Why
anyway.
would you say
Anyway,
that?
wait a second. Oh, okay, wait a second. So I was just in here and I was looking at that, and the money was still there. And then I went back there to fiddle with my camera, and then you guys,
How long ago?
so loudly, came out of nowhere, as in the money's gone. So.
Okay, I just want to make sure before I go down there and bring it to their attention that nobody was trying to play a joke.
Guys, there's something here right now. Like,
I just
I'm
don't
not
want to be
shitting
like
you.
accused of this. I believe you. I'm taking pictures, but I'm also like really stressed out about this.
Oh, you don't have to worry.
Don't have to worry. Did you see how much money was there? And now it's all gone?
Wow. Wow.
Who are you talking to? Oh.
My arm's starting to get like ice cold. Whoa, I just saw something. Holy shit, like, whoa, that was weird. Okay, there's something right here.
I'm taking pictures, but I don't have anything but my phone.
Will you grab my arm?
Is that all of it?
That's the cash.
All of it?
It's in there.
Can we put it back on the table?
We're going to put the money back on the table.
Leave it in there.
So who did it?
Just leave it in there.
I mean, I'm pretty sure.
Didn't the worker do? Ken?
No,
I didn't.
really.
I just.
What?
This is now paranormal.
That could be, that is,
I'm not even kidding.
No, I'm not.
Don't laugh.
You guys should
No,
go back to
I'm
the
not
bar.
doubting it. I was just
What do you
thinking about
mean?
that.
Don't say go back to the bar.
whoa, that was a lot. Whoa, guys.
Oh yeah, let's go up to that bedroom.
You guys.
Want to go with me?
Wow.
You were reading?
Dude, this fucking feeling, like, I've never, if there's like something touching me, it's weird. Something is touching my arm. It's like, it feels like spiders are crawling on my arm. And just started with the other arm too. And I just saw like a really big orb. In part of the recording, when there's no one around, you can hear pennies just dropping like into a bucket. I have no explanation for that. I've had bad experiences with spirits following me around in the past. And so I was really terrified to go to the old Washoe Club because it was kind of famous for that. So when I got back, I did all this stuff to like cleanse it. Like holy water and smudge and prayer and meditation. And I did it for like hours. And I felt really, really good when it was done. The next morning in Carson City at our Airbnb, which was also this haunted mansion, Deb reported that she heard a woman singing and talking in her room. And when this woman spoke, it sounded like a song, which is very similar to what they describe in the old Washoe Club. The scariest thing that happened on this trip wasn't at the old Washoe Club. It was the night after the old Washoe Club. So we're staying in this Airbnb. It's called the Bender House. It's in Carson City, Nevada. That next night in bed, I felt something absolutely terrifying. Something happened at about 1 o'clock in the morning. I was sitting up in bed and I start to see the same stuff I saw at Washoe. Orbs, shadows, things moving around, and I start kind of freaking out. I start feeling a profound sense of dread. I hear footsteps in the hallway above us. Doors start opening and closing, slamming shut. Something drops. Something rolls down a hallway. I start to have this profound sensation like I'm being sucked back into the old Washoe Club. Mostly like I'm being sucked back into that hallway on the 3rd floor and the red room. I feel like something is like pulling me back there. I try to go to sleep, but every time I close my eyes, I feel something like a hand reach into my chest and squeeze my heart. When that happens, I feel like I'm having a panic attack. And all the while, doors are opening and shutting, and there's footsteps, and there's noises, and shadows, and orbs. That night was terrifying. And I really felt like something was following us from the old Washoe Club. So the next day, I had to do even more stuff to try to, like, cleanse it. And I was able to stop it. But that night was the most terrifying night.
Downstairs is creeping me out, so I moved up here.
Okay.
Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.